Welcome to my new channel, which is for the advanced photo and video shooter and will cover photography and cinematography gear and skills. If you only have limited time and want to learn as much as possible about these topics in as little time as possible, this channel is for you. I don't want to waste your time, but want you to get up to speed as quickly as possible. You will be provided with in-depth knowledge by videos that immediately come to the point, fully packed with comprehensive and detailed information presented in a straightforward way. I will start off with a series of video tutorials on the Sony a7 III, which in my opinion is the best hybrid camera for photography and filmmaking on the market. Since its introduction, this camera has generated a lot of buzz in the community, and we have seen several videos on YouTube with the a7 III as their subject. What we have seen on YouTube so far are videos on the major new features and functions of the a7 III, as well as videos that compare the a7 III with other Sony cameras or cameras of other brands like Canon or Nikon. Those are the right videos for people who want to be informed on the latest gear or consider purchasing a new camera and need help in their decision making. In contrast to those videos, my video tutorials on the a7 III are for photo and filmmaking enthusiasts who are about to buy it or already own it and now want to fully exploit its myriad of features and functions to unlock its potential as quickly as possible. And you just can't cover all those features and functions in a 1 or 2 hour video. Firstly, because the sheer amount of features and functions this camera offers would fill a book of several hundred pages and therefore cannot adequately be addressed in such a video. Secondly, you might have already played around with the camera and discovered several functions by yourself, or you already have some experience with Sony cameras and might only want to learn about a specific function. Then you don't want to waste a lot of time watching a several hour video just to finally find the 5 minutes of content you were searching for hidden somewhere in that endless video. In contrast to those videos, I will address every single feature and function of the a7 III individually. I will not only make you aware of the sheer existence of that feature or function, but will give you the necessary background information to understand how it works, in what situation it should be applied, and the optimal settings to accomplish the best results. The first few tutorials will cover the camera's parts and essential features to provide you with a sound overview and therefore might get a little longer. As we will be getting more to the details of the various functions, most of my tutorials on the a7 III will be limited to only 5 to 10 minutes. Each video will be assigned a distinct title, which unequivocally describes its content. Consequently, even the more experienced Sony shooter will find the desired content quickly and will be provided with detailed information in a very focused way. No more wasting time searching for specific content in a book or long video. My tutorials will be ordered according to the importance, which means the most important, most often used features and functions will be covered first to provide you with an ultra-fast kickstart. The a7 III is packed with countless features and functions. If you don't want to remain an a7 III amateur just using its basic functions, but become an a7 III expert, unlocking the full potential of this great camera to maximize your creativity, then my tutorials are for you. Stay tuned. My name is Thilo Rohirsch and I have been a photographer for 35 years, both as an enthusiast and a professional. Along the way, amongst other things, I was also doing pre-press, which means desktop publishing and electronic image processing, i.e. the steps prior to offset printing. In other words, I dealt with digitalized photos long before photography became digital. The acquired knowledge helped a lot when photography finally became digital. And with the advent of YouTube and video equipment becoming more affordable, I got engaged in cinematography as well. Being a Nikon shooter for 25 years, I finally switched to Sony because I had come to the conclusion that Sony cameras and lenses will take my creativity and quality of results to the next level. That conclusion and trust in Sony was later on confirmed by the addition of new, truly innovative models of the a7 series, as well as the introduction of the Sony G Master lenses, where especially the zoom lenses are by far the best in their respective focal length ranges. In recent years, I have intensively worked with Sony cameras, thereby acquiring a lot of Sony-specific know-how. While initially my intention was to write books for selected Sony cameras, I reconsidered this recently and came to the conclusion that making video tutorials on YouTube instead is more fun. And while I'm not a native English speaker, I will do my tutorials in English. Most other videos from other YouTubers on the a7 III are and will be in English. As such, my tutorials will be complementary to theirs. Consequently, doing the tutorials in English will serve you best. Lastly, a few words on how I will structure the content and the order of my Sony a7 III tutorials. Following this quick introductory video, I will provide you with a quick summary of the a7 III's major and minor features in a separate video. Some of the major new features you might have already seen in other videos, which is why I will just quickly mention them and refer to those videos. However, there are other, not so obvious, but nevertheless very important features. Not necessarily new ones, but very useful and specific for Sony cameras and the a7 series, which are good to know that they exist, especially for the Sony newcomers. The actual tutorials start with the then following video in which you will learn about the hardware layout of the a7 III, i.e. its parts as well as the Sony specific nomenclature for them, which will be the basis for all other videos in the future. Then you will learn how to navigate the menu the fast way, what memory cards are best for the a7 III, how you can save money on them, and how to address the 2 memory card slots the camera provides. Since I know how excited one can be when having a new camera that one wants to put to work as quickly as possible, I will then provide you with a fast kickstart by giving you the basic settings for the various menu items of the a7 III. This will provide you with the basis to play around and test the camera by your own. Due to the extensiveness of the a7 III's menu system, that video will be somewhat longer. The next videos will deal with how to customize the camera to your needs, will introduce you to the a7 III's extensive autofocus settings and cover some other important topics. As mentioned before, all according to their importance, i.e. the most important ones first and not necessarily according to the order of appearance in the menu system. At that point, you have gotten a sound overview of the most important features and functions and thereby with the necessary knowledge to already accomplish decent results with your a7 III. In the then following tutorials, we will extensively cover each single function in a comprehensive and detailed way according to its order of appearance in the menu system to add to and refine your a7 III knowledge. I can guarantee you, by the end of this series of video tutorials, you will be a Sony a7 III expert and will accomplish professional results. Oh, by the way, since there's at least 95% overlap between the a7 III and the a7R3 menus and 90% overlap between the a7 III and a9 menus, my tutorials on the a7 III do also apply to the a7R3 and a9 for the most part, and to some part also to the new Sony RX100 Mark VI. If you want to be part of my a7 III expert community and want to be notified as soon as the next tutorial has been uploaded, just hit that subscribe button and bell icon next to it. And if you can't wait now to get that Sony a7 III kickstart, then just hit the little pop-up window to jump right into it.